name's Avocado and welcome back in my kitchen. Let's look at some more ways of turning all that knowledge we have about nutrition and functional medicine into tasty heavenly morsels. I'm actually in the midst of making a chocolate mousse, but a healthier one and one that's without any added dairy products. It's gluten-free, it's also egg-free, and it contains no gelatin, so it's actually vegan and raw. Not that your food necessarily has to be vegan or raw, but in case that's what you need to eat because of your beliefs or because that's what your body needs, you can still have your chocolate mousse. The only thing about this mousse is that if you need to be on an extremely low glycemic diet, it might not quite cut it because we still have some sugars in there, albeit from whole fruits and whole foods. So what we need to make our chocolate mousse, or rather our cocoa avocado mousse, is a powerful blender. We need a banana, an avocado, an organic lemon, some dates, preferably dried dates, and of course pitted, because if you use fresh dates, the texture and flavor won't be quite the same. You see, the thing about dried dates is when you then process them and blend them, you actually get this really thick, creamy texture, and they will help whatever you're making set, almost as if you've added gelatin. And also, when you have dried dates, they develop these nuances of butter in terms of flavor, so you actually, or cream. So here you will get the notion or the feeling that it either contains butter or cream, which is used in a lot of desserts, but without the butter or cream if you can't tolerate it or if your body can't take it for whatever reason. So, those are the main ingredients. You of course also need some pure cocoa powder. Not some sort of cocoa mixture with milk solids and sugar and whatever else that you add hot water to, and then you have something the producer would like you to call liquid hot cocoa, but pure cocoa powder. We need some cinnamon as well. So here we have some ground cinnamon. We need vanilla. Here I have vanilla powder. It could also be a vanilla pod or a vanilla bean, or some sort of vanilla extract containing true vanilla and no strange additives. And you can use other aromatic spices as well, so cardamom, ground nutmeg, ground cloves, a bit of finely ground allspice could go in there as well, or even if you like a chocolate licorice mousse, you could do licorice powder, English licorice powder. So it's not ground licorice root with all the fibers, but pure licorice extract or pure licorice concentrate. Anyway, let's hit it. So we need some dates. For 2 portions, you need about 6-7 dates, and I already made some, but as I said, I thought you should just get this as well, so I'll make some more. And somehow I'm sure we'll find someone willing to eat it. We'll take our banana. We need our avocado. And although I am a believer in eating whole foods, we will omit the skin and the stone or the pit this time. And then we need lemon zest and lemon juice. So I'll grate the lemon zest, and obviously it's organic because we don't want pesticide residue and waxes and whatever other surface chemicals have been used. Now, you might think, okay, wait, Omaro, a chocolate mousse. Why aren't you using oranges? Usually you do a chocolate mousse with orange rind in it, or essential oil of orange. But the thing is, with the avocado and the banana and the dates, this becomes extremely rich. So we need something fresh and acidic and sort of perfumed and aromatic to offset it, and oranges aren't quite acidic enough, or that, So the first time I made this recipe, I made it with oranges, and it tasted really good, but it was actually too overpowering. It was intensely sweet, and because it becomes so thick and rich and creamy, it was too rich for me as well. And then I tried with lemon and got it just right. Of course, what you could also do is use half lemon, half orange, both zest and juice. if you want that orange flavor in there as well, but you do need some lemon zest and lemon juice for its freshness. So, have that, we'll just press the juice. Now we need our cocoa. So I usually start with 3 or 4 heaped teaspoons of pure cocoa powder, and then I can always add more afterwards if I need more, because you want it to be really rich and chocolatey and have cocoa, lots of cocoa flavor. But if you add too much cocoa powder, it actually becomes sort of dry. We also need some of our vanilla, so here's my freeze-dried vanilla powder, but again you could use a vanilla bean. A bit of cinnamon, and we're ready to go into the blender. And then you just turn it on. Have a look at our... look at this. I mean, yum. As you can see, it's really thick. The texture is rich, creamy, quite solid as well. What we do need is to chill it, because obviously once you blend it, it becomes kind of warm, and a warm chocolate mousse is a bit strange. Also, the flavor changes. So right now, it's not as sweet as it will be when you freeze it. So I always taste my mousse right after making it to make sure it has enough chocolate cocoa flavor, and this one certainly does. Otherwise I could add a bit more cocoa powder. But the sweetness will develop, so resist the temptation to add more dates now, or add stevia or honey, agave syrup, coconut sugar, whatever you might think of, but it needs more sweetness, because once it cools down and has time to just sit for a while, the flavor develops and the sweetness comes out. So if you adjust the sweetness now, when it's freshly made, you'll actually end up with a way too sweet mousse once you chill it. So now all we need to do is put it in a bowl, put it in the refrigerator and chill it, not freeze it. So don't put it in the freezer. If you freeze it, some of the liquid from the avocado and the banana will actually separate out as ice crystals, and then you get this really strange grainy texture. So just chill it in the refrigerator, and presto, you have your lovely avocado mousse. In fact, another thing you could do if you want to change the flavor, if you're really fond of coffee, you could add half a tablespoon of finely fresh ground coffee beans and get a coffee flavor in there as well. Just an idea. Bon appetit.